Hey everybody, it's qcknd and welcome back to Tattoo Talk Tuesday. So, if it is your first time joining us, Tattoo Talk Tuesday is our weekly interactive talk show where I take viewer submitted questions and try to lend my experience to you guys. So this week, I'm super stoked, super blessed. Alexa is in Philadelphia staying with me for like a couple days.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. And I think just like us hanging out and like there's been like a little bit of buzz online, like definitely people asking if you're here for Tattoo Talk Tuesday.
Of course.
And I was kind of like, we're buds, but I asked you today, I was like, do you want to cross that line from buds to
And here I am.
Yeah. There's obviously going to be like a specific direction of this video because I've always wanted to sit you down and chat with you, and even the first time we met last year when you came to Philly to shoot, and I think we just like clicked and vibed.
For sure.
So even like the questions I've had for you that were like off camera, I was like, it's cool to just have you here. So definitely like introduce yourself and like explain to everybody who you are, and I'm just asking you a couple questions today about like what makes you you.
Alright, so I'm Alexa Flame from Toronto. I'm a pizza slinger and alternative model.
I love it. I would say like you have a really specific, like the first time I looked at your profile online, like you have a really unique and specific look like in alternative modeling, and I think it's so dope. And like I've been following you online ever since like you came up on my radar, and I think what you do is super cool, and I think you bring yourself to it. And even when I met you, like even walking around Philly, you definitely have a presence.
Thank you.
Like, literally, we walked to the grocery store and, like, 5 people stopped us.
Nice hats.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's super cool. I get to spend the weekend with a model walking around Philly.
She's super cool.
So, I think when I think about, like, modeling and alternative modeling, like, I do think about tattoos. And, I mean, not to be a broken record, because I told you, I confessed this to you at dinner last night, but I think growing up, looking at, I'm just going to say Suicide Girls, like looking at alternative modeling online was like some of my first experience, like seeing like heavily tattooed women.
For sure.
And you can view it as a sexual thing, or you can view it as like looking at different people and seeing their tattoos. And, when I was growing up, no Instagram stuff, place to like scroll and see women with tattoos. So
confident too in their bodies.
So confident. And they used to like, Suicide Girls used to have a blog and you can like read what they were up to, and I remember feeling so good about just like confident, sexy women like having tattoos and like living regular lives. I think it was like one of the earliest impressions I ever had, especially like in abundance, to see these women. And you're one of them.
It's a pleasure.
And she's in my room. So, I guess I'm going to ask, like, from the beginning, like, how did you get started with, like, shooting and doing modeling?
I took photography class all throughout high school, and my best friend and I needed, like, a subject to model for us, so we would just, like, take turns, and then I was like, I kind of like this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then, conveniently, around the same time, my friend started modeling, too, so I was like, hey, how'd you start that? And it was through a website called Model Mayhem, which is just like a networking site for photographers, models, makeup artists, wardrobe stylists, and everything. So
yeah.
Created a profile and set myself up with a photographer who actually was really helping a lot of the beginners out. So I was really comfortable shooting with him because he shot with a lot of first-time people. And yeah, we did like a little athletic shoot.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
And like, did you, like on Model Mayhem or stuff, did you gear yourself as like alternative model? Like, do you give yourself that title, or is that title given to you?
When I first started modeling, I only had a few tattoos like on my feet and stuff, so no, I didn't really use alternative model, but I knew the tattoo culture would be growing on me, and as I got older and could save more money, I knew that it would be a process of just tattoo collecting. So,
do you feel like your lifestyle encourages you to be tattooed?
Yeah, definitely. I'm thankful that I have a job that really allows me to be open and be myself, and everyone around me has tattoos, so it's just a good environment. And I have a lot of friends who are tattooed and not tattooed, and we just help each other out with booking photographers too. Like, it's just an open community with my model friends, and it's good because a lot of people that I've shot with, like a lot of models, we're friends now, so it just like brings friends
so
together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you shoot with people who aren't tattooed too?
Definitely. Last time I came to Philly, actually, my friend is a really beautiful, tall Asian model, no tattoos at all, and we rarely kind of conflict our looks, but when we modeled together, it like came together really well.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And is she like branded as an alternative model as well? Like, do you have to, like, is there a mold to fit?
I would say she's not, because she's not really modified. She's more, she actually signed to an agency as well, so she has a bit more restrictions on that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So have you ever experienced like restrictions?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh.
It's like kind of hard to book jobs sometimes as a tattooed model, but it's, if they don't want me to be who I am, then I don't really want to shoot with them anyways, so it's their loss.
That's so cool. I never really thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I see like a ton of tattooed men who get these like really high, like prestigious, like with Gucci and Louis Vuitton, these like tattooed all the way to like the jaw.
Yeah.
I don't see a ton of women fit that role.
I feel like it's coming, so watch out, guys.
Oh, TG. Because I feel like, I'm like, oh, I love the juxtaposition between, oh, he's so tattooed, but he's sniffing this cologne. And I'm just like, where are the ladies at?
Oh, yeah.
Just being like an alternative model and like also having your like day-to-day, does it draw like a lot of attention to you? Like, are people, I don't know, are they like stopping their tracks? They're like, that girl's a model right there.
I'm really proud to say I have a lot of good tattoos, so I do get lots of compliments all the time, especially when I worked a retail job. I'd write down constantly who the artists were.
Yeah.
I really like sharing. I like supporting the artists that I go to, and I go to them frequently, so I don't mind passing it along. It's just a little annoying sometimes, like writing it over and over. I'm like, I should just have like a business card to like hand out.
Yeah, really, like a punch card.
Yeah.
I recommended this many people.
Yeah, so.
And then like, do people know you're a model?
A lot of people actually just assume too. Like, I've had people approach me and be like, you should model for me. I'm like, well, lucky for you, I already do.
Yeah, here's my contact.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Does it ever, I don't know, do people like sexualize it in that way? Like, do you get like positive attention, people asking for like your tattoo artist? Do you get negative attention?
Yeah, sometimes like I do a lot of artistic nudes too, but I don't focus on that. So sometimes photographers will like assume like that I'm up for that, and I just find that really disrespectful, because I want to push other other fashion and like lifestyle shoots. Like I don't want to be like boxed in of just a nude model.
Yeah. Okay, so do you feel like because your body is tattooed, do you feel like if a photographer wanted to highlight that, you end up doing more nude stuff?
For sure. I have done a lot of tattoo-focused shoots too. I like just knowing what they want in the beginning. Because if they're like, okay, it's gonna be tattoo-oriented, I know that I have to show more skin, which is fine.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like, are there shoots where it's not tattoo-oriented?
I'd say like most of them, because it flows with the photo. Like, you can see them without having to be like, oh, this is what I have here and this is what I have here, because it just like comes all together in the shoot.
So do you worry, like, do you plan to continue to get more tattoos? Do you worry that that might become a challenge?
No, definitely not. I feel like I have enough where it's like people get that I'm heavily tattooed. So
I feel like there was an episode of like LA Ink where a girl comes in and she's like, I only want to get tattooed on this side because I'm a model, so I want to be able to have like one of each side.
Yeah.
And someone's like, yeah.
I actually know of a few models and it works for them. It's
Oh,
just,
really?
I never really planned out my tattoos that way, so it's not gonna be like that.
So, is it difficult to be someone on camera? Like, you're this person, you're like doing modeling, like sexy and cool and mysterious, and is it hard to like turn that off and walk around and be a regular person?
I feel like it's harder to turn it on sometimes, because sometimes
Oh.
you're not feeling it mentally, you're just not having a good day, but you're already planning the shoot. And just like lots of energy, like wardrobe, hair, and like makeup and location. Like there's lots into it, and it's also like exhausting after the shoot too, because it's just a lot of energy that you're shooting, because you're also constantly posing. You can't just be like in the same spot all the time.
Yeah.
And outfit changes.
So you're visiting from Toronto. Like even earlier we were walking around and that guy was like, oh, like those drawings are all tattooed. Is it kind of like that in Toronto, or is it like way more like we're walking around, this is a cool city, like fuck it? Because I don't remember what that guy said earlier to us because it wasn't in English, but.
Yeah, I definitely get those like bros being like, nice tats, and you're just like, thanks.
I don't know why I like imagine Toronto to be everyone being like, oh, excuse me, sorry. But I think it's because I said that once and people are like, oh, you'd fit in great in Canada.
Yeah.
But is it not really like that?
No, like, there's definitely areas of the city that are more like middle-aged, like cool tattoo people walking around, so it wouldn't be in really those areas, but if I'm walking alone a lot, it definitely happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever trade on beads to get tattooed?
Buns?
Oh, buns, yeah.
Yeah, I got a stick and poke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I traded a bodysuit for a stick and poke. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then the bodysuit, did you get that like in a shoot too?
No, I worked at Urban Outfitters, so I just got my discount on it.
I think it's buns, right?
Yeah, Buns Trading Zone.
I wish there was buns here in Philly.
Let's bring it.
It would be too whack. I feel like I'd be like, oh, come and clean my house for some curtains. And people would be like, I'm not leaving. I'm your roommate now.
Yeah.
And your father. Damn it. What kind of future would you like to see for like alternative modeling? I know last night or 2 nights ago we were talking about how there used to be an inked magazine that was like tattooed women focused, and they discontinued that. And I was kind of thinking about like, where would you love to see things go? Because I feel like, I don't know, there hasn't been too much of a like, I don't know, I feel like things are fading more than they're progressing. I don't know if that's just my outside perspective, but
yeah, I definitely hope that we can push for like a bigger community again to like get that going, because publications it's just exciting for a model to be published too. Like I've been published I think 4 times, which is really exciting. Like you don't usually get paid for it, but it's still cool to be like flipping through and be like, oh yeah, there I am.
Published work.
And my first publication with an interview was really cool, because before my first one was just like a picture of me, which was still really cool, and I had my name credit, but to actually have an interview and like multiple pages, it just like made my whole day.
That's so cool. And like I feel like when I see alternative models, they're put into their own section or like their own publications or their own part, and I don't really see like a lot of intermingling. Like earlier the thing I said about like the guy in the Gucci ad, like when I like look through Vogues and stuff, that's the only kind of alternative model I ever really see. I don't know if like my eyes are closed, if you guys like have things that are like,
let us know.
Yeah, really, if there was something you really liked, but I generally think that there's not too much of a mix.
Yeah.
Would you like to see that change, or do you like having like your little, like your world, your like alternative part, it's you?
I do like being inclusive, but it's cool to be in all tattooed girls too. Like I like it both ways. I definitely want to see myself on a cover in the future though.
Oh, that'd be so tight.
Awesome.
I'll make a magazine for us, and I'll put you on
Yes.
the cover. That would be so cool. So like what's like a cool little thing that happened? Like you showed me this like little video shoot you did the other day where everyone was just like real cool, hanging out. It seemed like so smooth, so authentic. Like what's something that you really like to do with your body?
I actually really like doing like artistic nudes, because I can like contort all weird, and like it sounds, you're like, why would you want to do that? But like you just like stepping outside of your comfort zone and pushing yourself to do like weird poses. It's just like, oh, I didn't know my body could like look like that. I saw
the one shoot you did in Philadelphia, and I think it was like maybe in a forest or something, and you rocked it. You were all contorted up.
Thanks. Maybe that's why I'm so sore.
Oh my god. It's been really cool for you to come here and just kind of chill out. We had like a pretty low-key weekend.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
And it's been like, it's pretty cool that you could come here and like in my everyday, like I don't spend, well maybe now I do now that I work at my salon, but it used to be like I didn't spend a ton of time like with other tattooed women, and just us like going to the grocery store or even like us at the restaurant last night, there was like a true like, it felt so cool to just hang out and be like, it's us.
It's our own crew.
We're just here and we're doing it and we're pushing litter box literally in a shopping cart.
Off-roading.
So that's been like a cool sense, and like I don't know if you feel it too, or like if it's something like maybe back home if you don't get to spend time, but like do you have like a group like of I guess alternative models that like you call friends and like?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I have like a good mix of non-alternative and alternative, but my closest friends right now are like this really rad group of chicks, and they're all tattooed, so it's like, you know, badass babes crew. I'm really into it.
That's so cool. Oh, what was I gonna say? I'm so distracted.
Don't mind us, we're just gonna say.
He's so soft. What kind of shooting goals do you have for like the next year?
I definitely want to travel more because I haven't done like a lot of traveling, and there's definitely photographers in certain places that I'm dying to go shoot with them. So hopefully coming up in the 2018 I'll be able to travel more.
Cool. Well, I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a safe trip home. What is it? 14 hours?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'll snooze. It's all right.
Well, thanks for coming on to the show. Like, I felt bad. I didn't want to like novelize you and be like, oh, I want you to be on my show, but at the same time, like everything we just like talk about and like vibe with, I think is like pretty authentic and pretty cool. So thank you.
Oh, it's
Thanks
my
for this.
pleasure.
And I hope you have interviews and stuff in the future that are published, printed on paper.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. Definitely follow Flame Alexa on social and hit her up with any questions. Keep the conversations going down below. I mean, I think that people have this idea and this perspective of like online tattooed women and like, I guess in a negative light or being like super hypersexualized, but then like I spend time with you and I'm like, we're just chilling, and some people just like that's how they do photos.
And ultimately I do it for the art.
Yeah. That's so cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Leave your questions down below, and until next time, bye. You're so perfect. Fuck.